Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So today I don't even need to cover the number plates because they are not on the car. There's two brand new number plates that I was asked to install. But the car is a 2009 Chrysler Grand Voyager with the CRD engine. And right, I was not to record this, but who knows, am I going to help someone? And that's all my videos are about. So the first thing we're going to do, which I'm not really going to take you through because it's literally following the screen, so there's no point for me to do it, but basically we are going to program two brand new keys. So I had this key the other day to repair. This key was all in bits, completely smashed up. I managed to put it in a slightly decent condition, but the key does not open or close the car. So it starts okay, but the remote doesn't work. I couldn't really figure out why it was not working, but it was really damaged because this rubber top was missing, all the buttons were exposed, was corrosion everywhere. So I've cleaned as much as I could at the time, but yeah, you only managed to start the car. So the guy bought another two keys, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to program these keys, so hopefully it will be 1, 2, 3 keys for the car. But the next thing, and the main reason why I'm decided to record this is because of this. So I think what is broken is a piece from here that's there, and I don't have a clue how we're gonna fix it. The guy said, "Oh, can you not glue this?" Really? Anyway, looking at this, looks like only a new handle will fix it, but you know me best. Let's try to fix that properly. But first, let's gonna program the keys, hopefully using the IM608. And there is, keys have been learned, 4 keys. There is one key missing, but I'm not sure. I just programmed another 2, so he ended up with 4 because there's one. I don't know if the guy has the other one. He never said anything, but oh, anyway. So 4 keys programmed. I just want to test now, make sure the keys starts the car and they lock and unlock, and that's it. All the keys starts the car. That one obviously the remote doesn't work, but I'll show you this one that it does work. And now the other key. Perfect. So problem number 1 solved. Now let's gonna go to problem number 2. Right, so much work to do. So the first thing I've noticed is that this cable tray is getting all twisted. It was actually split. I already put it back on because there is a clip in there for this, but as you can see, this doesn't even align where the groove is with the clip, so I'm not sure what happened is. We're gonna have to pull this a little bit forward to clip in there. And second, which I already start to unplug the cable so I can keep this door wherever I want, because otherwise it only goes fully closed or fully open. From my understanding is that there, I'm gonna have to cut that there. Can you see that wire there? Look at that wire. Can you see how that wire is in there? You see, it's broken. You can see the strands in there. So we're going to take all of these out and wrap everything properly to protect the loom and lubricate everything, because everything is dry like wow. Anyway, I need to get this handle off, so let's gonna take, I guess, the inside of this door. How difficult it is to get to this, I'm hoping. I think it's somewhere here. I need to find out how to... come on. Anyway, I think I can do it just through here. Taking this cover off, I should access this, hopefully. We'll see. Door panel or card removed. It's not as easy as some of the normal doors, but it's quite doable. And you need to take it off in order to now pull this whole thing, because the actual handle is all on the other side, so it's not easy to get to. but hopefully we'll get there soon. Hey, right. To you guys that know about this, probably you'll just slow. No, you don't need to take that panel. Well, I don't know yet, but looks like it's promising. So once you take this motor, I think this is what locks the door from opening from the inside, if I'm not mistaken, or from unlocking or something like that. I'm not sure. You open this, you expose this rubber cover, take it off, and now looks like I'm going to be able to access things from there. So the first thing I want to do is probably remove the handle and see what we can do with it, if it's repairable or if we're going to have to get it replaced. And one step further, you remove the handle, and that exposes that hole, which shows you the bolts. And you see the bolts right there at the back. Can you see them? Of course you cannot. But you can see now. There they are. Right at the back. All removed, both bits. And just by looking at this, I think I already found a way of fixing this. So, let's gonna go to the bench and see what we can do. There it is. Once you remove the pin, that holds that in there. You pull this out, and then this bit comes off. Unfortunately, that does not come off unless you take that off. I thought you would slide out somehow, but it doesn't. That's literally the only way. And now I'm going to try to find a way of securing this in here. Oops, not yet. So, recording at night is about what, 10 o'clock now, and I want to do it today because I want to leave this to cure for tomorrow. But basically what I'm going to do, as you can probably imagine, is I've drilled a hole in there with this long screw. There's a hole already in there, so that's going to go there, and it's going to screw these in place. But before, what I want to do is I want to make some of these sort of, this is not resin, this is like metal, what is this, metal bonding, adhesive or something like that. So I want to do something of this, because what I want to do is I want to fill this up, and I want to fill all of this void here with that, and then that's going to be surrounded with the screw once I push the screw through, and hopefully this will make all of these a solid sort of bit, if you will. So I want to push all of that inside, and then just squeeze this in there, screw screw this in, and leave it secure for tomorrow. Hopefully that will hold in place. I think it will, to be honest, but only tomorrow we'll give it a try. I think it will, because the only thing you're going to have here is the pulling force, the tension, sort of. There's no forces this way or that way or that way or that way. So when you pull the handle, only force is going to be the pulling of this, which this screw is going to be more than capable of doing that. Okay, once the screw comes on this side, am I going to try to put something on this side as well? Some sort of, I'm not sure really, but I might try to put something there just to reinforce the whole thing. And let me show you this quickly before it starts to set. So I filled that void in there with that. I filled that, and now I'm just going to put in there, and this will fuse you that, and just makes a one full block between there and here. So I'm just going to put it and then clean everything before it starts to set, because this sets relatively quick. And let me do this bit with the flash of the camera. So this is how I've done it. So as you can see inside, I've done quite a lot of that mixture, and what happened is that the screw protrudes from here all the way up about maybe a centimeter, and what I've done is I put all of that around the screw and compacted right at the back, as you can see. So for the screw to come off, we'll have to get through this compound, and obviously there as well is all glued. I know it doesn't look pretty, but I'm quite convinced that this is not going to go anywhere. My only concern now, so it's quite secured already, to be fair, my only concern now is that the head of the screw, that's going to be on the way for this thing. I think when I before I take it off, I'm pretty sure it does have room, but if it does need to be filed a little bit, I will use one of those needle files and I'll file the head of the screw a little bit, but I don't think it needs. I think it's right where it should be. So I'm just going to leave these like this. So maybe like that. So the mixture kind of sets on top of the screw, maybe something like that, until tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll start to put everything back on. This pin is no longer good, so I'm gonna have to find something to replace this. I'm not sure yet what, but I'll figure out something tomorrow. Okay, but this should fix my problem and we should need no parts. Following day, and yeah, it was Father's Day 2 days ago, so I dare not to wear this thing now. Right, so this is following day. As you can see, look at that, all done, proper secured. It's not gonna go anywhere. And I looked and I found already a pin which is the exact same diameter. Don't even know where this came from, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna cut it somewhere there, and then we're gonna hammer this side once everything is assembled. That should expand the end of it and should hold it in place. At least that's the plan. So now all I'm gonna do is just reassemble this as it was before, and hopefully, yeah, and get this done. Hopefully this will work. And it's reassembled, as you can see. And what I've decided to do on the pin, rather than do what I've said initially, what I've done was right at the top of the pin. So I've cut the pin a little bit longer. Then with the hacksaw, I've cut like that, splitting the pin in two. And then right at the top, I don't know if you can see there, I just opened the pin. As you can see there, I split the pin open, and it made that sort of wings, one to each side, and that will hold everything in place. So it's difficult to show you working with one hand, but it is okay. So we got to put it on a car and see what happens. But I think it's gonna work just fine. But just before we start to put everything back in, we're gonna clean this. But I also need to paint this back in because it looks like this has been forced because of the handle being broken. Someone forced these over, and we're gonna have to push this back in a little bit before we put it back on. So that's cleaned. The paint cracked a tiny bit in there, but there's nothing I can do. This was preventing these from fully closed over, from fully go back in there. So I really had to push it back in, but it should be alright. Look at that, you can't even tell. Beautiful. So now let's gonna put everything back on inside, redo that trunking in there, and lubricate all these rails, etc., and should be good to go. So back into the clip over there. So I had to remove this. What's the thing with using duct tape for everything? And I put it back, pushed it back a little bit, the conduct, this sort of crocodile thingy, what this is called, this trunking, and clipped it underneath on that clip. And now here, luckily the wire is actually good. If you can see, it is literally just the insulation. So we're gonna isolate this or insulate this, and then we're gonna put it all back together, wrap all of this, make it look better, and that's it. So, and then just put it back in there. So all back in place, including all the inside, etc., etc. So it's all done, and now we're gonna try it. But there we go. So the bit, this opening and closing is just fine. So everything there is now, well, this is broken here because this is the cable is supposed to go a little bit more like so. But this is the best position I found because this is broken. So that was the best position I could find for the cable. But it's okay, it doesn't touch anywhere, so that's fine. The handle, as you've seen, is absolutely fine. And that was the main thing there we go. sweet, all done. And let me tell one thing, because I think the repair I've done is even better than if I would just put a new handle. That will go nowhere. So with no further ado, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe with something here that you learned, maybe you didn't. I just hope this might help someone out there. If you do still have any questions or any comments, you guys know exactly how it works. Just put them right below. And like always, thank you for watching.